Everybody ready? Yep. Good evening, everyone. Calling to order this evening's Borough of Conshohocken Authority General Monthly Meeting. Today is April 28th, and before we get started, let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance, if we don't mind. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Shan, you want to do a quick roll call?
Aparna Chibber, Christine Bertino.
Here.
Jack Ambler. George Bass.
Here.
Tina Sokolowski.
Here. All right, having 3 individuals on site, we have a quorum, so we will continue with our meeting this evening. Before we get started, do we have any public comment related to agenda items? Hearing no public comment, this evening we have no invited guests for presentations.
Nope.
No invited guests this evening, so do we need an executive session today for anything?
Yes.
I think complete game.
Okay.
I just want to bring up a personnel matter.
A personnel matter at the end? Okay, wonderful.
It's just one.
No worries. All right. So we'll wait for George to get situated. No, that's okay. And we'll roll right into our approval of the minutes from the March 24th, 2026 meeting. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, or changes for the minutes for the March 24th meeting in front of us? Hearing no comments, changes, or concerns, I'm looking for a motion to accept the March 24th, 2026 meeting minutes into public record.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda falls under our report section, and we will start with our financial reports. Any questions related to the financial reports that we received for accounts payable or revenue? I have one question. So under the accounts payable, I see under Clark, there are multiple charges for the land development for Echo Ridge. Can we just talk about what that is, by chance?
So that is the Echo Ridge project. They are all of the old invoices that have not been paid. We have not gotten the money from the developer. So we have decided, because it is from 2001 and previous, that we are writing it off.
So this was a prior project
Yeah.
that didn't have enough escrow money to cover anything. We are not getting any responses from the developer.
Correct.
So we are going to write off the costs. And are they only legal costs, or are there other costs that we'll be writing off? Do we know the total?
There is legal costs, there is engineering cost, and one authority invoice. So the total is 3,000. It's about $3,200 altogether.
Some additional color on that is that project was started by West Conshohocken when we purchased it, and the escrow, construction escrow, and escrow security was held by West Conshohocken Borough. They released it unbeknownst to this authority, and therefore we had no leverage. So that was something that was an extenuating circumstance.
And I can give you the exact.
All right, so I just have a question, and I'll ask it out loud. Do we have any legal way to go to West Conshohocken, who we paid for it, to give us a check for what we're writing off?
Is there any legal means to do that? I mean, I'm sure that there is a legal means to do that. I think that it's a cost-benefit analysis at this point.
We can't ask.
I think they came back and they said that they released, we dealt with their engineer back then, and that they released all their construction security and everything. without checking with us.
Right, but we can't ask for them to pay that to us?
Well, they're sitting on a big nut that we bought their old sewer plant for.
Like, they made a
They being
mistake.
They being the
Borough
Borough of West
But
Conshohocken.
there is no more West Conshohocken sewer. so
Correct.
There was one.
But the Borough of West Conshohocken took the funds from what was the sewer authority. Just put it out there.
I mean,
You're right, the cost benefit is, it would probably cost us more to take it through the process, but
but what if we didn't go through legal to do it and just flat out asked? We have a 50-50 shot of getting
If I just-
something.
If I just call West Country and ask them?
Yeah, as
Okay.
opposed to saying nothing and getting nothing.
Okay. I mean, and the total, just so you know, the total is $3,236.26.
Yeah, I mean. to
even if
me-
they would split the difference.
That's right, that's
Right,
what I was
and
thinking.
even if they offer to give half. Okay, I can
They made a
call them.
mistake, we did by trusting.
Can't hurt to ask.
Right.
Okay.
I say that, who has to ask, Shannon?
Yeah, is it me? I mean, I will, I'll call and ask them.
Well, I would put it in an email maybe.
You have some documentation of the,
I don't, well, you'll have to give me their names, because I don't know anybody over there.
Or they have a new manager over there. I'm in contact with them for some other reasons.
do we know who made the mistake of releasing the funds?
I had the conversation with their engineer. I had the conversation with their engineer, Cal from Benoni. He was the one who informed me that they released, because what we were gonna do is we were gonna draw down their construction security in order to pay the bills, and he told me that it was released. And that was the end of the discussion. We
But he
then,
didn't say who released it.
well, the developer released it, the borough, or the developer requested the borough released it. We then reached out a number, and at that point, everything was turned over to the HOA. There was also some work that was previously approved by West Conshohocken Borough that would not meet our standards, would have caused maintenance issues. So we stepped in and actually replaced a brand-new main
And that was on our dime.
on our dime.
Right.
Just because I don't want our, we
I
don't want
may
our
put
guys.
that into the communication.
Yeah, I think that
We've
needs to
already
be-
invested this much
Yeah.
into yours, we're just
As I said,
asking.
there was a lot on this one, and it was and then and we even reached out to the financial backer of the developer and let him know that this is an issue, and he put pressure on the developer, and to no result, and that kind of ended their relationship financially, because he didn't want to be associated with it, so.
Just to be clear and clarify, it is the developer that was responsible for payment of these invoices, but by virtue of the fact that the security was released by West Conshohocken, we did not have, as Fred mentioned, any leverage to compel him to pay these invoices. And this was a project in which there were outstanding invoices previously of probably about the same amount or maybe even more, and we liened the property, and that was effective at that time, but that was while things were still pending. So just a little additional context on that.
And at the end, we couldn't lien the HOA, because the property that was remaining was the HOA. The people paid for their house, you don't want to lien them, it wasn't their responsibility, so. Yeah, there was, and I don't want to go too deep, but I wanted to give you the full history of that job, but there was some history on it.
So my kind of stance on this is the residents of Conshohocken should not take on expense burden of West Conshohocken. So if we can't do it this way, we need to think about what we're doing for the cost of running the West Conshohocken plant, including the cost we're incurring in things like this.
And we've
I'm
changed
sorry
that.
to the residents, but
Because
we,
we now, I absolutely agree. This was one of those grandfather projects where it was approved by West Conshohocken, started construction under West Conshohocken when we obtained West Conshohocken. So we got it halfway through the process. So it's, I don't want to say it's a one-off, but hopefully it's a one-off. And our standard procedures in Conshohocken are now applied over there.
And I don't do anything with an escrow balance that is getting low or negative. I do not pay any invoices until I have the money in escrow.
And then basically, because we're not getting paid, we shut down the work and let him know, or he or him or her know that, hey, until you get this up, we're not inspecting. If we're not inspecting, you're not doing work. So it's your own delay. You control your own destiny.
So we
They're
have,
pretty good. I mean, in all honesty, most people that are in active construction, they come in a day or two of Shannon noticing them. Very rarely do we have to make a phone call. And if we do, it's not a threatening, it's a friendly, hey, I don't know if you're getting emails or not. Get your escrow up. I don't want to shut my guys down, but they got to get paid.
so I appreciate that we have controls in place as we move forward, but I
Yeah.
do want to make sure that we are kind of noting this as we make decisions on rate.
And when,
Do we have easements on all of these pipes? I think there's some outstanding ones, am I right? I think.
I haven't recorded, I don't know on that one. In all projects that we approve, we don't allow them to go to construction until the easement is recorded. This, because that easement would have been recorded under Conshohocken, West Conshohocken when they approved it, there could be, I don't know the file that well. I can review it and let you know. I think we got the easements because we couldn't have gone in and done work in their area without the easements, but I wouldn't swear. There's some that go down behind the houses, and that's where, and there was 5 punch list items that we, this has been, yeah. I don't remember easements ever being an issue, but I just may not remember.
When did we take ownership of West Conshohocken's authority?
2017.
2017. So the likelihood of other scenarios like this existing are slim to none. However, wouldn't it behoove us to just ask? Like, as part of this discussion, are there any other situations like this? Because I agree, Conshohocken should not be funding.
No, like I said, normally now, and now that I'm doing the escrows, if there is not money in the account, the invoice doesn't go in the system until I have the money to pay it.
And Shannon also sends us out a statement when they have their monthly staff meetings of where everything is, and I think it's also part of your board report, because I know and I track it, if I know somebody's getting low and I have a lot of inspection work, I call Shannon, Shannon calls the developer, so they may be at $1,500 left, but I know I got a guy out there for 70, 80 hours, it's gonna be a bill higher than that. So it works very good right now.
Shannon, I have a quick question. I probably asked this before. Are we paying ourselves for stormwater? Is $1,593 Borough of Conshohocken?
yes, we get the money, but then we send it to the borough for the stormwater. That goes, that's like part
Can we turn our microphones on, please?
That is part of the
Deal.
deal, that yes, that we have to pay for our stormwater. They are also paying for their sewer on several accounts.
But we're paying ourselves.
But we're paying ourselves, and then the money, then
So
we
it's
pay the
just a
borough.
Debit and credit thing?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
And on a funny note, at Sherwin-Williams, is it really called sludge pipe brown, the color? Okay,
They do have a wastewater division of products. so.
interesting. What a attractive name.
That's a DEP requirement.
Aha, thank you.
The name isn't, but the color.
Oh, okay.
It's not the name.
Fascinating.
All right, any other questions related to any of the expenses? Hearing no other questions, I am looking for a motion to accept an invoice total of $271,148.94.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
George Bass,
Yes.
Christine Bertino,
Yes.
Tina Sokolowski.
Yes, and now the motion carries. Thank you.
And then we have to do a motion to accept the financial report?
You got?
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, Jen.
I know I
what
don't
else do we
always have things, but I have things. So we have a request for a donation from the Conshohocken Elementary Spring Carnival. We typically donate every year. We usually donate 1,000, but it's up to you to decide if you want to donate, if you don't want to donate, and how much.
So as a reminder, this is a scholarship donation to support the children of Conshohocken Elementary who want to participate in the carnival that don't have the funds or the means to be able to do so as a student.
And they also did say in the email that they're creating a new playground. So
Yes.
it could go towards that as well.
Wonderful. Any opposition to $1,000 this year? So I need a motion to approve a $1,000 check to Colonial Elementary for their.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Shan?
Also, I wanted to say we did start the audit. They are working on it. They were in on Wednesday and Thursday to do their field work. So I'm just waiting to see what other questions and things that they have. And we should be on time to do DCDE on time.
All right. Great. Onward. Any other questions, comments, or additions to our financial report?
Now I can make a motion to accept it?
Now you can make a motion.
I'm going to make a motion to accept the financial report.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving right into the solicitor's report. Nicole?
Good evening. Yes, so we have two action items for you this evening. The first is that we are recommending acceptance of the Service and Escrow Agreement for the project located at 541 East Hector Street, Conshohocken. The developer on that project is Carriages of Conshohocken, LLC.
And everything was done for this project? We don't have anything left on that project, right?
Who's Fred?
This is the,
This is the Service and Escrow Agreement.
yeah,
This is
they haven't
for
started it yet.
Oh, this is the
This
one
This
they
is the
haven't
first
started.
step.
the
Yeah.
terms for the authority to provide sewer service to the property, the number of EDUs that they need to pay for, their
Got it.
tapping fees, things like that. That's what this agreement is about.
Okay. So this is opening an escrow agreement with them, not closing?
Yes, they have a professional services escrow, which is the initial contract for
Right.
professional services that we do. And then this is, if they need to replenish, they do that at this time. I believe that they are in good standing. But then this agreement also sets forth the terms for basically accepting service, connecting to the system, things like that.
Any questions related to the escrow agreement for 541 East Hector?
Does anybody know what this is?
Yeah, this is the one right behind us, right?
Right across from the plan. Well, it's a Hector
Oh.
Street address, but it stretches all the way across the Elm.
It's all-
Yeah, this is right behind Sora, what, is this?
No, this is across the street from the plan.
It's down
The
here.
one that has luxury views of our tanks.
Secondary clarifiers.
Has luxury views of the tank and luxury views of the Conchi Corner.
That's not the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
There's
if you come
another
down
new one right
Jones, you're like,
behind
oh my God.
Sora.
is that?
That's one I'm thinking
This
about.
is one house
Oh,
on
it's
the
North
yard.
Street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
18 maybe.
Now there's-
yeah, that's what I'm thinking
It's
of.
an apartment building or a condo?
It's a 12-unit condo,
Yeah.
oceanfront.
12
Ocean
units.
front, you can see her next to a neighbor in the morning.
Oh, where's their neighbor? There's
I mean,
literally,
there's about 3 feet between,
oh, yeah, there is. They're literally staring at our secondary clarifiers. Well, whoever's on the end, whoever's lucky enough to get on that end.
So we need to look into hiring them to work at the plant? Because they're right there.
All right, so we know what project it is. Do we want to make a motion to accept the service and escrow agreement?
I'll make,
motion to accept.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And then we also are recommending approval of the resolution authorizing release of the maintenance security for the project located at 203 East 12th Avenue, Conshohocken. The developer there is Ratoskey and Trainor.
Any questions on this project and releasing the maintenance security?
It requires Jack's signature. So is that going to hold things up? Can someone sign in his?
Yeah,
Absence.
yeah, someone else can attest. You just cross out his name and write whoever is signing.
Any other questions? All right, hearing no other questions, do I have a motion to accept the resolution authorizing the release of maintenance security for the project located at 203 East 12th?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all we have this evening.
Great. All right, what
Do we
I
have
am
to make a
looking,
motion to accept the
the
solicitor?
solicitor's report, you
I'll
got it.
make that motion.
All right, we got
Hey,
a
I'm on
motion.
top of it.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Solicitor's report is accepted into record. Next item on the agenda is our engineer's report.
Yep. First item is the electrical upgrade contract 25-1. We had an update virtual meeting. Ed attended on April 21st, just to make sure that they were staying on schedule. If there were any anticipated issues, just to have all parties at one time, on a line. I think Ed was very complimentary of the work that they're doing. They were very complimentary of going through, and they're on schedule. The concern there was they were a little bit slower on MCC T2, which is the most difficult. They hadn't overperformed. They stayed on schedule. I just wanted to make sure something wasn't slipping. We're going to have another meeting again in June, just because if something starts to slip a little bit, I've got that. We're supposed to be done by the end of August. Our deadline is September 30th, but I got to get it approved by you guys at your September board meeting. So I just, every 2 months, we're going to have a more formal, not my conversation with them or that. We're going to have a formal, everybody get together, anybody has any issues. I am recommending the payment number 5 to HB Frazer in the amount of $78,850. That was basically for completing the toughest one, MCC T2, and starting MCC B4, I believe is the next one. But it should get a lot easier, as we go through. They're bigger, there's more room. So, and shorter runs. So, that was that one. Next thing is just 2 real quick updates. One is on the influent pump station upgrade. We basically have held that design where it is until they complete the electrical upgrade, just so we can incorporate all the changes that were made during the electrical upgrade into that final design, so it's truly an as-built. So we'll wait in September, we'll pick that up. So that'll either be bid in the late fall, beginning and for a spring of 27 construction. And there is no grants on that one. That's just, it's at the end of its design life. It needs a major reconstruction.
Is that in our 2027
I think it's
projected capital?
I think it was in our 2024 budget, which was slid to 25 and 20.
I was going to say, have we been carrying it
We've
forward?
been carrying it forward.
Okay.
And I believe we've also been letting Plymouth know we're carrying it forward and
Okay.
why we're doing it. We were going to do it before we did this electrical upgrade, but I didn't want these guys to be delayed and then bumping into each other.
Okay.
So the grant money was too much at risk. So 2 other things is,
Say as built, Fred, you mean built as designed?
no, that I incorporate any changes that happen during construction into the design plans.
Okay.
So we have a design plan.
It'll be as,
Yes, and then so we modify our drawings to be actually what was constructed as it was built. So that way those guys know it. And there's a difference. It's not much, but there is, so. Yeah, exactly. Where we ran wires, where we replaced them, where we're tying in, so. Chapter 94 report was timely submitted on March 26th. Nothing major really going through developments. A lot of we're either in the cleanup stages or we're in the startup stages. So we kind of have a bunch of them that we're closing out documents, construction is complete, other ones that are just starting the process, Most of it's been laterals and things like that, connections. There are two bigger connections. The 12 down there, and there's one on East Maple Street that is, I'm not sure how the development's going to go. It's like a straight-end, dead-end road that goes back to a lot of houses, so that's probably got to go through a couple borough council meetings before it gets too far, so. That completes my report unless the board has any questions.
Any questions related to anything the engineer has reported this evening?
I make the motion to accept the engineer's report.
First, can I have a motion to approve payment number 5?
Yes.
78 plus.
The 78.
I make the motion to approve that.
Okay.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. And then I'll be looking for a motion to accept the engineer's report.
I make a motion to accept the engineer's report.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the engineer's report into record. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving right along, operations manager report.
All right, 2 weeks ago, our guys participated in the Green Fest event on our behalf. So they said it was well attended. People stopped by our tent, see what's going on. Something that we look forward to doing every year. Something else we have is we have a backflow preventer in our plant. It's also one of West Conshohocken pump station. And what that does is it prevents backcycling of water into the aqueous waterways or pipes. And they have to be certified every year. And our one at the plant didn't pass this year. So the company that detected this, I said, all right, well, can you give me a quote? So they gave me a quote. It's a little more than I thought, but try someone else. They got a much better price. They came out today. It's all replaced today. Now they have to send another one of their techs out this week because that guy's not certified to certify it. So they take care of that. They're actually going to contact, they send the results directly to Aqua, and then we're clear for another year. So if you see a different invoice for that, that's what that's about. So. And then the last thing I have is something coming up, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, but on our capital budget we have for upgrading our very old security cameras at the plant, which are actually on a blacklist with the government. So we're not allowed to install these anymore. We're okay for now. We
Made in
can't.
China?
Yes. So I got a really competitive quote. They're going to actually add 3 additional cameras at the plant. Some are going to be remote and wireless. But we're going to have the ability to add 3 more in the future. So I'm looking at possibly having coverage at our West Conshohocken pump station, which right now we have no coverage over there at all as far as video. So that's something we're excited to get started with and everything updated. That concludes my report.
Does that give us a little bit more capability of monitoring the cameras?
Yes. Thanks. I got ahead of myself, I'm sorry. I do have 2 extra items.
No problem.
So, I can explain this. What these are, people came to us at the new 70, or is it 701? Oh, what's it, 701?
No,
720. 723 Mill, where they built the 23 house telephone.
okay.
So with the 2 of the homes actually have a stormwater pipe running like brick in, and they want to put a fence there. Unfortunately, the center property line is where the pipe is. So we went out there, we did some looking around, and the pipe is 7 feet beneath the ground. They're putting a 4-foot fence there. We don't see a problem with this. I got together with Lauren and said, look, we need to protect ourselves in case we need to get in there and do some work. So we came up with an encroachment easement, or an easement encroachment, like a document. It's an agreement where basically it says, okay, we'll let you do the fencing, but if we have to knock it down or if we have to get in there, then we're going to take it down and we're not responsible for putting it back in. So we're just protecting our pipe pretty much what we're doing there. And all parties involved seem happy with this solution. And so what we're looking for is now, unfortunately, they returned these documents, but they didn't return them notarized. So what we're asking for is to, consideration of approving both of them with the understanding that they're not going to get the final okay until they satisfy everything we ask for as far as fees and obviously getting that notarized. And this is something that's been coming up a little more often now. So we tried to come up with a a standard document where we just plug in the, the situations. And obviously, we're going to come across, we've got a request for a much more complex request. So something like that would probably require escrow, but that's all stuff we're working out. This is all new stuff, so.
So we are working on a fee to pay, and I know we had a discussion about it. We're just waiting on confirmation as to what that fee is going to be.
So a new policy to
Yep.
be able to accommodate these types of things and the administrative activities that go into this type of
But it's a
evaluation.
one-time fee.
One-time fee rather than setting up an escrow and having to replenish if it takes too long and whatever.
That fee would be contingent on our actual expenses. So whatever the, solicitor's fees are and whatever relates to anything with easement changes and such.
Does that have to go through the auditor to look at the fair market value review for the fee schedule? Okay.
And is that like on their deed, like on the title, so that if they go to sell the
I would
property?
think that would have to be portable, right?
Our easement is recorded against the property. The encroachment agreement, do we have these set up to be recorded? Yeah. So this would be recorded as well. There would be a recording fee, so that's all going into that calculation. So certainly, any approval tonight should be conditional upon final, receipt of all requirements per the approval of staff and the solicitor's office.
So there's no additional fee for a new owner if they buy the property?
The agreement would be attached to the property. So, and that would come up in their title search and they would be aware of it, or they at least have every opportunity to be aware of the fact that we have an easement there and there is an encroachment agreement and it is binding on any successors and heirs.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you to Libby for assisting with these agreements.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for actually entertaining it and being able to work with them. Much appreciated. Okay, so then what we're looking for is a motion to accept, to create the stormwater easement encroachment agreement to erect the fence at 404 East 7th Avenue, and then the same for 406 East 7th Avenue, conditional on all requirements between the staff and solicitor's office are met.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Anything else? Great, thank you. All right, looking for a motion to accept the operations manager report into record.
I'll make
the motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is our executive director's report.
I have a few items. Number one is that we're working with the borough on a capital project, Ames Salvada Park Storm Drain Project. Ed's been working with their staff, the borough staff and us, to replace either line or replace the stormwater line. And the plan is to have something in front of the board in the month of May, but we will not be able to complete this project probably late August, September, based upon the funding of our stormwater cash reserves. But we've been working hand in hand with the borough on that project. We're working on our sewer rate analysis with HRG. So I would expect to see something in our May or July meeting, because I don't know if we're going to have a June meeting, but those 2 months, we'll have that. And May 1st, we'll be starting our advertisement for our Assistant Finance Director position, which our anticipation is starting mid-August, with Linda retiring in September. And those are the only items I have, other than I need an executive session for a brief personnel matter.
So Brent, the stormwater project is not an MS4 project requirement. It is something we've identified as needing addressing.
Correct.
Okay.
Where is Haynes and Salvati Park?
That's right where Caldwell Lane meets West Elm Street.
Oh, okay.
It's like a little pocket park down there.
Yes.
It's not really on the street.
You make a sharp right off of Elm, you're in the park.
That's is exactly where.
It's George's Park.
That's exactly where we're gonna put.
In Salati.
Yes. Yeah, so it's,
That's the one down in the gully across from,
The Grand?
yeah.
it's right back at that three-way intersection.
Oh, you can call it a park. It's got a basketball court. We don't have anything else in there.
Okay.
There's something back there. Is it
Yeah,
just
it's a basketball court
Oh.
at this point.
Yeah, so that's exactly where they're putting that 18 Maple Street project that Fred was referencing. There's an old industrial building back there, it was a recycle plant. They're knocking that down. That's where they're putting all those proposed homes. So, but it's weird because it has an address of 18 Maple, but they're also taking down 40, 42, 44 at the other end at West First Avenue. So it'll be interesting. I really don't know how they're going to reconfigure that. They might open that up, but that's where that park is. It's about 120 feet of 48-inch concrete drain pipe.
So will the park be gone,
No,
this development? No, so the
it should
park
be
is
very,
staying.
oh, yeah, it's just,
The basketball courts are staying.
It's a dedicated park. We've been waiting to figure out the development, land development out in that space to figure out what that needs to be. It's just a bad drainage. You know, I don't want to put a whole lot of anything in there right now before we get it.
I tried to Google the history of that park, and apparently somebody said it's now a dog park. So that's all I could find, which I don't think that's the case.
Not in
not the
Conshohocken.
How many units they putting back there?
I don't know what the final plan was.
I think it's 15 back there, plus three up on towards First Avenue, 3 or 4 maybe.
But they're taking some down on Maple.
Yes, and that big industrial building down, it's coming down. Most people don't even know it's back there, 'cause you can't see it from any of the
Yeah,
roads.
I didn't know it was back there.
You have to come in through Park, where the park, off of Colwell.
Yes.
Not anymore.
All right, any other questions for the executive director to report? Hearing no other questions, I am looking for a motion to accept the executive director's report into record.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Any public comment before we close the meeting and go into executive session? Hearing no public comment, I will adjourn our meeting this evening.